Hi guys, it's Ayshxo again. Welcome back to the Sticky Stitch Knits podcast. What can I say? First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody back who's been watching, and welcome to some new subscribers too. Thank you. And all the social media linky things down below. I'm not going to go through them all. I don't go by Sticky Stitch anywhere other than YouTube, so look down there. Okay, what can I say? It's been a few weeks since I saw you last. Dad's had his good days and bad days. I guess that's how it goes with such a major operation, but he's doing well. So thanks everybody who's been inquiring. As for myself, I've had good days and bad days. I've been ill. Today is a good day. It's going to be a long weekend here because it's going to be Anzac Day on Monday, but to honour all our soldiers, regardless of which country. I think having lost a cousin who was a soldier late last year, I think it's important to honour anybody who actually is willing to put their life on the line for a cause. Having said that, I suppose then we'd get into the whole terrorism thing. But anyway, as for soldiers, yeah, lest we forget. So, yeah, so I'm not going to say happy Anzac Day for tomorrow, but I'm not sure what we say. But anyway. So I'm in Australia, so if you're wondering what Anzac Day is, it's, I suppose, equivalent to the US Memorial Day. Yeah, anyway. This is a knitting podcast. Today I will be talking to you about some whips and bows and a little bit of stash enhancement, and also announce the winners of my Finish Your Frogget Cow. And I just realised I forgot to bring the bag across. Anyway, I'll do that. You guys know I like to cut out bits. Anyway. Okay, where do we start? Bows. It always makes more sense to me to talk about your finished objects before you talk about your whips. It doesn't, my mind doesn't work that you show the whips first and then the finished objects. I don't know why. So I always like to show my finished objects first. The first three finished objects, they're not quite finished. You'll see anyway, but I've been just carrying it because it's huge. This is just a cushion cover from IKEA. I love it, so I bought it for some big projects. Let's see. So firstly, I know that some of them fell out, that's all. So I'm just trying to work out. So I'm showing them because you won't see these again. So I thought I'll show them to you now and then finish them, and then I'll be shipping them off. First is just, so the ends haven't all been sewn in yet. First is a huge baby. This is all for a friend who is going to have a baby in, well, she lives in Northern Ireland, so I have to send these out to her. So the first one is, you're not going to see it, but that's the wrong side, is this, which is the diagonal baby blanket from Lyon brands, and I just ended up using so the yarn that I ended up using for it is, I followed the pattern in the sense that I followed the pattern, but I used my own yarn and needle type thing, like my idea of what I wanted, because I wanted a thicker blanket, but I wanted to use acrylic because this is the first baby for her, and I don't want, well, I just think baby blankets should be washable other than for us knitters. So I ended up holding two strands of the, I don't know why I'm showing it to you, but I'll just show it to you, but I always put the thing there. It's the 4 Seasons Marble Soft 8-ply, and I ended up using 5 colours. So they're the 5 colours there. As you guys know, you've seen other baby stuff before. I don't like using really traditional colours or too pastel-y, so of course I had to add in my favourite chartreuse and my second favourite purple. And so they're the colours there, and each stripe, all the stripes are different. If I could just keep on bringing them up, see, so you got, and how I worked out the stripes was the Fibonacci sequence. So the golden, is it called the golden rule? So the Fibonacci sequence, the first 6 numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 and 13, and then the whole blanket I think is the next, so 13, 21, 34. Now the whole blanket is 34, so that all worked out well. I love it. It's nice and squishy. Like I said, it's acrylic, so it can be just chucked in the wash, and because it is the first child, I don't know how much she's getting from, you know, family and that sort of stuff as well. So I thought I'll just make her that. And then with the leftovers, I decided to make her, this is the Wee Speedy cardigan from, let's see, Tiger Hilla Designs. She's got a number of patterns, and I've actually made this a few times. I never work to the pattern. I end up, and on my notes I've written how much extra I cast, because it's the pattern is actually made for newborns, and it just looks like a baby's clothes. And I remember the first time I was making it, I was going, the child's only going to wear it for a week, so make them bigger. So I actually cast on 42, I can't remember, and then adjust everything else accordingly. So this one I did a bit different. I just changed the colours when I felt like it. Again, I held the yarn double, and for the transition I held one colour. So for the transition be one white, one pink, and then there was one pink, one green, etc, etc. I really like this pattern. You can knit this in a night, and yeah, it's really quick to do. And this is my 4th, I think. 4th or 5th one I've made. 4th, I think. So that's how the front is going to look. And it just takes one button down here. And my sister actually, I made one for my niece, and she said she really liked it. She liked the style of this. She found it quite practical. So I've just been making them whenever I need to. It's so cute. I have no idea. Well, because the baby will be born soon, I wanted it big enough for this winter in the Northern Hemisphere, and this might fit, yeah, and this will probably fit the baby when they're 18 months as well. I don't know. I have no idea. They go so quickly, who knows? And thirdly, I made this hat as well, and this hat I just used my own designs, and I've realised I haven't got my pom-pom here. But, so this is just a little beanie that I made. I did the helix, I suppose, is colouring, and then it finishes at top. It's got a little I-cord at the edge, and I'm just going to put a little pom-pom on the edge too. I just think it's so cute. And again, I made this for a toddler rather than a newborn, because the baby's going to be born in summer. So I thought that was cute. So they're my 3 faux. I don't think oh, I do have another faux. The next, and I actually didn't write this one down. No, I've got the pattern name now. So this is just a bag that I made, which I think is cute. And I just put the yarn on the edge because I couldn't find a charm, and that way I knew what project was inside. And this, I made these as part of the Foxy Choose Your Own Foxy Adventure Cowl with the Foxes in Socks girls. And they choose 5, you can choose up to 5 areas of the pattern that you want them to choose. And I said choose all 5, so they chose worsted, green, variegated, lace, sock. So I just, other than the colour, I just put all of those into the Ravelry, you know, the attributes when you do pattern search, and came up with these. And these are the Red Dwarf socks by Christy H. Payne. Made these for myself. And the yarn I'm using is called, because I didn't write this down, the Shimamura. The colourway is Shimamura, and the yarn is by Miss Click Clack Merri Creek Socks. I actually ended up holding it double to make it bam. Oh, isn't this colour awesome? I don't have my sock blockers. I had to wash them. So I had to wash the sock blockers because they had a bit of an accident. But these are the socks, and I really, really enjoyed doing this. The pattern I felt was quite clear, but that's the pattern there. Red Dwarf is a TV show if you haven't watched it, so I ended up calling them my smegging socks. But So it is variegated, as you can see the yarn. It is variegated, but I suppose it almost, some might say it's tonal, but definitely not. It's variegated, and it's got blue speckles, so it's got some mint there and some chartreuse there. I just love these. I can't wait for winter to wear these. And this is the detail at the back. And then at the sides. These are just gorgeous. I absolutely love them. I will definitely be needing them again. Worsted weight socks. Oh my God. They just knit up so quickly. So quickly. I enjoyed it so much. But so in order to do them, I actually did end up knitting them 2 at a time on 3mm needles. So when I do 2 at a time, I pull the yarn from the inside and the outside. But because I was holding it double, I actually split the yarn up and then held both of those double. But this is how it looks in the cake. Not much left, which is good because, you know, it's all about stash down. We all think of stash down between now and June, and then we forget stash down and start buying stuff, don't we? But oh, I love it. And of course I love the bag because I made it. And because I was making, I had concentrated on the gifts for the baby, because I don't know how I missed the plot that she was pregnant. And I've texted her friend, which is another friend of mine, texted my friend, and I said, oh, when is she due? When is she due? And she said, oh, we're having a baby shower in May. And I've gone, shit. So I dropped everything and I knit those 3 things. Of course, it didn't help that when I was when I was knitting the blanket, on the decrease rows where I do knit 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, I kept on increasing. And I had done so much, and I couldn't understand why I was running out of yarn. I'm going, I've done this blanket before with this amount of yarn, not sure what's going on. Then I started counting the stitches. I've gone, what am I doing wrong? Because what I was doing is increasing. So I was doing knit 3, yarn over, knit 2 together. I've just gone, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then I was at knit 2, yarn over, oh, whatever. You'll see in the pattern. It's a free pattern anyway. And all the patterns that I just showed you have been free. I just gone, what am I doing? And then I've just gone, oh man, I couldn't believe it. So I had to do it all. So I lost quite a few days of knitting, but them's the breaks. So I would have finished a lot more today, but unfortunately the blanket took up too much of my time. So I haven't done that much knitting. I haven't touched my Out for a Walk beach socks, but I just want to show you the bag. Isn't it cute? This is a design by Sticky Stitch. Yes, I made it myself. I just love it. And then on the inside, and because I don't walk and knit. I can't imagine ever walking and knitting. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't stand and knit. I only knit when I'm sitting watching TV or at lunch at work or where I'm waiting somewhere. So I don't put any handles or anything like that. But that's the inside. I thought that was those Kokeshi dolls. I love it. So I haven't done any of that, but I have done some knitting. And again, I think, you guys wouldn't have seen this as well. I think the rest of my cast-ons that you guys haven't seen. Sweep is again in one of my Apple bags. And if you understand if you have watched Firefly, which is a TV series, and if you haven't watched it, you've got to. I think it's free on Netflix and Stan, and it's only 14 episodes. Who knows why they ever cancelled it. It's so magical. It's unbelievable. 14 episodes, I think, and 1 movie. It's awesome. It's so good. It hurts. It's a sci-fi western, if that makes sense, and maybe that intrigues you. So I ended up casting on these socks, and these socks are basically a combination of a couple of patterns and my own sort of thing. The first is the punch card by, let me see, it's Hayley Isle, I-H-L-E, and she's actually Hales Knits from the Knit to Tog podcast, and this is the punch card sock recipe for $2, and the yarn is Crazy Dog Yarns in Jane's socks. So Jane is a character in Firefly, and he buys some apples because he feels bad. So that's why I had them. And I ended up calling these socks Shiny Let's Be Bad Guys because I like this pattern there, which is the punch card. And I just felt like they looked like bullet holes. So, you know, and Jane likes his gun Vera. And this is the stripy, or the colour sequence of Jane's hat, which you'll see in one of the episodes as well. I just feel really weird today. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I haven't been podcasting and everything that's going on. I'm just going, like, I keep having to remind myself to speak. But, so I'm pulling the yarn. So anyway, back to the socks. I'm pulling the yarn from the inside and the outside of the ball. So the striping sequence is actually different. So this one is red, orange, yellow, and this one is yellow, orange, red, which suits me fine. I have no problems with that. I don't think in the scheme of things anybody will care. Well, I certainly don't care, so I love them. And these are just on my 1.75. Theoretically, these are supposed to be higher, but I don't think so, because aren't all the higher cables blue? And this is white. I don't know. Somebody can correct me. I bought them off eBay, and I tend not to buy stuff like this, like name brands off eBay. But I did because they were 1.75, and that's why I bought them. So that's that one. The next one I have on the needles is, and I haven't done much progress on this one, and this one is supposed to be for the Harry Potter cowl. But like I said, I haven't made much progress, so I don't know if I'm going to finish it this week. So I'm in the middle of a cable because I gave up. But I just love... This is the Nagini Socks by Monkey Toes, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. And the yarn is the Manos del Uruguay in the Alegria base, and the yarn name is Botanico. I love the colour, and I thought for Nagini this is perfect. I really like the pattern too, and do yourself a favour and look it up. So it's there, but I'm just finding it a bit fiddly. I'm not happy. I was using a different cable needle, and then I started using just a DPN, and I don't like using this DPN because I feel like I'm just using like shish kebab bamboo skewers. It's just weird, so I'll have to find something good, and hopefully I'll finish it. But somewhere, which I think might be in my car, I've got a dishcloth that I was also doing it, so if I finish that one, I can enter that in the Knitting Broomsticks cowl for Harry Potter. And lastly, but certainly not least, is another gift that I'm knitting, and this is part of the Foxy Adventure cowl as well. So I got them to choose two projects for me. So the second time they drew, I said draw all 5 categories as well, because it was colour, like the item that you need to knit, the weight of the yarn, the dye technique of the yarn, and the technique of the knitting. So the second one was a cowl, red, semi-solid, textured, fingering. So I put all of them in the attributes tab in Ravelry. That's like the best search engine ever. Wish cross-stitching we had something like that. And I came up with, one of the patterns that I came up with was, so first of all what I did was I said search free. So I did, textured, a lot of fingering, all that sort of stuff, and I wanted to check the free patterns. And lo and behold, one of the patterns that I tried twice before and frogged, it came up again, and I've gone, it's April, I'm determined to knit this. This pattern's not going to get the better of me. The first time I knit it was when my friend first showed it, a friend of mine first showed it to me. She said, "Can you correct the code on this one? There's an error somewhere in the pattern or in the instructions and I don't know what's going on." And I'm like, yeah. And I got it. But because I had only recently started knitting, being able to read what you're knitting still wasn't there. So I still had to refer to the pattern a lot, etc., etc. And then something happened, and I think it came off the needle somehow. And because my head brain didn't work, I couldn't put them back on the needle, so I ripped it out. Second time, same thing happened. Third time lucky. I cracked the code. There is a slight error. For a beginner, it's a slight error. For an advanced beginner or experienced, I'll just go, oh yeah, I know what she means. It's just wrong there. It just means that, And I've actually written it in the pattern. So the pattern is called Loop, and there is a German name for it. It's Teufelschwören. It's going to be hard for you to search, by Colette Fowler. But if you, I'll write the details here so you'll see it. And I'm knitting them on Shibui Fluids in Chinese red, which is actually a discontinued yarn, but that's how it looks like in the skein. It's probably closer to what it looks like. I love it. It's definitely not the softest sock in the world, but it's, is it a mixed yarn? It's 100% superwash merino, so it's not the softest yarn I've ever felt, and they don't make it anymore, so don't worry about it. And they come in 50 gram skeins. Anyway, so I started it. I've cracked the code. It looks like yarn bath, but trust me, it's not. And I don't use stoppers, so all I do is just twirl the yarn around this. And this is knit in the round, and I'm knitting them on 3.5mm needles. I think with my Knit Pro, yes, which is Knitter's Pride or something overseas. And what you do is you knit this in the round, but you then actually flip it and wear it inside out, because that's where the pattern lays. So that's how it looks like when you're knitting. And this is how it looks like when you wear it. And it's so addictive. It's so much fun to knit this. And I was heartbroken when I had to put this away and start knitting on those. It's a labour of love to knit gifts, but and this one was a gift, but it wasn't as urgent because it doesn't have to go overseas. But you have to do 7 repeats of the pattern, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4.5. Doesn't it look awesome? Do you think it's just going to look... I'm going to start my one after this one, and I'm definitely going to make it in green because I just love it. It reminds me of dragon scales, just so cool. And I'm going to make socks too. So cool. So cool. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And when I say socks, I'm just going to do it on the leg bit. Love it. So cool. Who knows? Maybe I'll even write the pattern up. Who knows? And this is in my Madbird bag, which was gifted to me by the lovely Vegan Jelly on Ravelry. We did a swap, and I feel guilty that I didn't give her a bag. It was just... Anyway, I've got something planned for her anyway. Don't worry about it. But it's very cute. I like bright colours. Life's too short to always be in neutrals. Yeah, the couch is neutral, but my laundry is actually bright acid green. Awesome! I love it, love it, love it. And of course, that's my favourite colour is chartreuse, so that's why that had to happen. And you'll be thankful to know that is the last of my whips. Yeah, it's been a weird one today. I feel like I want to say everything to you guys, but nothing's actually coming out of my mouth. And because I've been busy with Dad, I haven't really purchased anything. But I do have a swap to show you because it's so cool. This swap was done through the Snappy Stitches podcast. And if you haven't checked her out, love her. I find her voice quite soothing. She's a bit like the Bookish Stitcher. And I remember, I think it was last year, she's going, my goal for this year is to increase the size of my fibre stash. And I thought, I love you. The fact that she said that rather, and everybody else New Year's going, stash down, I'm not going to buy anymore. She's going, I'm going to increase my stash. That was freaking awesome. And then she's just had a daughter, and one of the episodes you see, and I was just mesmerised. I don't know what she was talking about, because I'm just staring at her daughter like this, going, oh my God, you're so cute. Baby girls are so cute. I just want to eat them. Anyway, so she did a swap through her podcast, and it was the Wish You Were Here swap. So the idea was to swap a Starbucks mug from your city with somebody from another city, and so you had to answer these questions and you would swap. And if your city didn't have a Starbucks mug, you would send one that represents your city. So obviously with Melbourne, it would be a Melbourne mug rather than a Melbourne Starbucks mug. Now, we don't have many Starbucks in Melbourne. In fact, well, it's because we make actually really awesome coffee, and Melburnians aren't that huge into flavoured coffee. I don't know how, I'm not going to talk for the whole of Australia. By and large, we just like, you know, our coffee without the flavour. Like, that's an addition. I personally rarely get one. I do like, sometimes, you know, occasionally I'll get a mocha. And I did try the pumpkin spice latte when I went to the US in September last year. Well, when I say the US, I went to Hawaii, which is part of the US, but I always feel like I'm lying if I say everybody thinks it's the mainland. And I found it really sweet, and I couldn't taste the coffee in it, and I just didn't get around to it. It was just so hot and humid. I just wasn't in the mood for coffee. So what I was going to do is just put half the syrup of the pumpkin flavouring, or get them to put an extra shot of coffee or something. But anyway, I just felt it was like too sweet. Like I don't put sugar in my coffee, so it's weird for me to have a sweet coffee. I guess that's why I don't like fibre coffee. Anyway, so we don't have many, but I was determined to do this. I wanted to do a Starbucks swap, so took the train down to Spencer Street Station, because I was on the way to, well, Dad was in hospital at the time, so I just stopped off at Spencer Street because I knew. And I'm saying this to all you Aussie people that now are familiar with Southern Cross Station. I still call it Spencer Street Station because I'm old school. Went there, got the mug. It was the last mug. It was the last mug they had. And because, you know, obviously there's a time limit. You have to send your stuff, you know, during a certain time. I found it. I mean, we didn't have this particular Wish You Were Here mugs, and I don't know if they make them for Melbourne. I've never seen them, but I bought her the Melbourne mug. And you didn't know who you were getting, because you were sending to someone, and that person wasn't sending to you, someone else was sending to you. So it was actually kind of cool. I really liked it. So I'll show you the mug first, and she hasn't really given me permission to say who she is, but I've got to say something to you. I have a bit of an obsession with Vancouver, Washington State, Oregon, those sorts of areas. I just think those sorts of areas I could live there. And I decided last year that the Canucks were my hockey team. Not that I can watch a game, but they're my hockey team. So the number of people that I've had to swap with, and they've ended up being from Washington State, so Seattle, Oregon, etc., is unbelievable. And this person, totally random, was from Oregon, and it just made my day. And the box that it comes in from Starbucks was chartreuse. So she sent me some teas, and these smell wonderful. They are, okay. The first one is vanilla almond black tea from Republic of Tea, and these smell so good. The vanilla rooibos, I should say, from the Jasmine Pearl Tea Merchants. I don't know why I'm showing it to you, because you can't see anything. And blackberry sage black tea from the Republic of Tea, and it's like, oh my god. So I'm definitely gonna now that I've showed it to you, I'll add them to my tea pile. And if you don't know, I have a Turkish background, so a lot of people talk about Turkish coffee, but actually Turks actually drink more tea than coffee, and I probably have a ridiculous amount of tea, but so they suit me fine. And this is the mug. I know, right? Look. Chartreuse purple. It couldn't be more perfect. And she's from Oregon. Love it. Oh my God. I was so excited when I saw this. I was just like, this person has really looked at the, you know, my likes and dislikes, and well, I don't really have dislikes, but it's got perfect stuff. And what else she get? Boom. So this yarn, so I ended up getting my swap partner Miss Click Clack yarn, a couple of skeins of that, and I got the Huckleberry from Huckleberry Knits American Dream sock in, I don't know, it doesn't say the colour. It's 80% domestic merino, 20% nylon, and just, oh, and I think that's a local dyer to her, but love it. And the second bit of yarn, and it almost looks hand spun. It's from the farmhouse. It was purchased from the farmhouse knit shop, and it's 100% Mercer-sized cotton, Egyptian fluorescent green, 90 yards, but it's so nice and shiny and slippery. If you guys, it looks definitely it's worsted. So if any, other than a dishcloth, if you guys can tell me what I can make with this, let me know, because it's too pretty for a dishcloth. Maybe I'll do it for like a hand wipey cloth, because I'm trying to, like, I try to use the least amount of chemicals I can. Like for fabric relaxer, when I'm ironing, I'll use a bit of vinegar. Yeah, it stinks a bit, but you know, the scent disappears because it's only a few drops in the water. And you know, this would be good for when, you know, when you're having a snack, having a bit of a nosh, just to have a wet wipe next to you. That would be awesome. Decisions like that. And then, you know, I've got stickers, which again are cute, little teardrops, calendar, pen. I'm showing it to you because I think sometimes people aren't sure what to have in swaps and stuff like that too. So a notebook, which will be going into one of my bags. I always, for all my project bags, I have a notebook. And then just a whole stack of minis. So like there was no communication between us before she sent it, just like I didn't communicate with my person that I sent. So I went all by her. Like I looked at her projects page, looked at the list of stuff that she liked and disliked, and I sort of tried to guess. And I already had decided that I was going to send her the Turkish Delight. One of the skeins would be the Turkish Delight yarn from Miss Click Clack, because she's from Melbourne and my Twitter handle is Turkish Delight. And I sent her some Turkish Delight, well, the Fry's Turkish Delight. And I've tied them up, but it's just such a cute bouquet. And interestingly enough, that's the yarn from the Nagini socks. So now I don't even have to worry about winding up off a bit to for myself. But these are going to be gorgeous hexie puffs and mitered squares. I know that a lot of you have been sitting around because you want to know who has been lucky enough to win my Finish Off Frog giveaway. And I'm going to draw out 2 winners. This is my prize bag. And the first winner will receive a pattern up to the value of US $6, or 2 patterns up to the value of $6. So if you see one for $4 and one for $2, feel free. I have no problems with that, because I've said $6, so I'm happy to spend up to that. And you get this lovely bag from Knit and Stitch Bits from, oh, you can't read it, from Etsy. She is an Australian bag maker. She makes really nice bags. I like that she does, I'm too lazy to do these little tabby things on the edge of zippers, but I love that she does that. I just think they sit flatter. So this, you get this bag and you get a pattern, and then the second winner will get a $6 pattern. So this was donated. I'll be paying for the patterns. Full disclosure. So they're all in here. I don't know how many entries there were. A lot of people, actually let me take the pen out, and just to show you that I've got more than one item, one name or 2 names in there. They're all the names. And I'm putting it in there. Tuck Shop Arms. Okay, that's number 1. Yeah, there's one there. That's going to be on my left-hand side. Number 2 is on my right-hand side. If the same person comes out, because I had more than one entry, then they will only get one item. Okay, so I'm going to write it down and keep the suspense so I don't forget. The first winner is Yarn Taxi Driver. So, Yarn Taxi Driver, if you can contact me via the Ravelry messaging service and send me your human address plus what pattern you would like, and I'll send that out to you. So exciting! Sorry, just got a phone call. And the next one, let me just write this. Okay. So I was going to say that Yarn Taxi Driver, her post was number 12, and she frogged some gloves, which is awesome. And the second winner is for post number 37, Denise DG White, and she finished some socks. It was actually socks that I told her to frog, and then, or was it the socks that she decided to frog? Anyway, because everybody that wanted to, well, she kept on asking, should I frog? And I was like, yeah. And she actually frogged a lot of stuff. I remember seeing a lot of her stuff, which is, I mean, so freeing. So I want to do this again, maybe sometime in maybe December. Finish your frog it, because that way you can just be clean for the new year. Like, because if you're in your head and if you celebrate all the various holidays that are in December, how cool would it be? Because you'd be going, nah, I'm not going to finish this, frog it. Or, yeah, I need to finish this. I'll give this as a gift. That would be awesome. But Denise, if you can send me the patterns that you like, let me know and I'll send them out to you. So both the patterns will be $6 each. So that was my finish your frog account, which was awesome. I'm so happy. I ended up frogging 4, something like that, and I wanted to finish 2 items, which I didn't get around to doing. One is missing, and the other one I just didn't get around to it because other things took priority. Wow, what can I do? Hopefully somebody will do some sort of shawl knit along where whips are allowed and I can finish a shawl that way, and one day I'll find those other pair of socks. I have no idea. Let's see. Okay, before I leave, I just want to talk to you about next month's knit along. I'm piggybacking on Vegan Jilly from the Knitting Broomsticks podcast, and if you haven't watched her, I swear to God, I don't know why you're watching me. Watch her instead. It's like, seriously? For serious. So she's doing Jane Austen cowl, and I remember when she said it, she's like, oh, okay, can I piggyback? Do you mind if I do a Jane Austen cowl at the same time? Because May is my birthday month, and I really love Jane Austen. And she says, sure, sweet, no problem. So there will be a Jane Austen knit along. Cast on will be the 1st of May. And I will put links to all the other podcasters who are also doing the Jane Austen catalog, so knit along, so that you can enter their ones too. But I'm sure everybody's going to have different rules, so be careful of those rules. There's quite a few Jane Austen related free patterns if you don't want to spend money, but I think a lot of you also have the Jane Austen Knits books as well, so I don't have any. My one will be Jane Austen related patterns, so it's going to be a character or a place name, like Longbourn or Northanger Abbey, or, you know, Pemberley. I don't know if I'll accept London. Anyway, or the yarn has to be named for Jane Austen related yarn. I personally will be making the Persuasion shawl by Christelle Nihoul. Nihul. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I think it asks for DK, but I'm going to make it in worsted weight. And I am yet to decide on the colours. I've got some Malabrigo worsted yarn, so I haven't decided if I want to do it in mint green or in a fairly neutral colour. I'm trying to work out when I would actually wear it. The pattern itself has been in my queue for a very long time after I saw that it was called Persuasion. Yeah, so I think I said in the last podcast too, Persuasion is my favourite movie. Favourite story of all Jane Austen's, because the heroine is the oldest and unmarried. So I thought again I'll just give you a reminder of what you'll be getting to I'm not going to say incentivise because it's a stupid word, but so I got Crazy Dog yarns I paid for it, full disclosure, all that sort of stuff, to dye up 2 yarns. I wanted them based on Anne Friedrich from Persuasion, and I said, can you base it on the characters from this movie? So she did that. So I'm going to give away, this is the yarn that she did for Friedrich, but I've decided to keep that one. I have to still ask her whether this is self-striping. It looks like self-striping. I don't know. But this is the one I've decided to give you because look how nice and pretty it is. It's getting very dark here. But that's gorgeous. And so in her Steadfast sock base, which is 420 yards, 100 grams, 80/20 superwash merino and nylon. And this bag is a bag that I ordered from 55 It's Not Old. I was ordering some books from him, bags from him, and I said I want this one too. He goes, well, you're already ordering 2, I'll give this one to you for free. So I think he had it for a while, so I thought that was fitting for the Jane Austen cowl. And it's just inside. So technically I didn't pay for this one, but it was for me and I'm giving it to you guys. Because I was going to use it for my Jane Austen knit along, but now I'll have to make one. I have to no, I don't have any Jane Austen related yarn. Fabric. I know at one stage I wanted to do the Jane Austen quilt, and if you're a quilter you'll know exactly the quilt that I'm talking about. And I was collecting bits here and there, but none of those to me would speak Jane Austen as a bag. Anyway, we'll see how we go. I have a week to decide. Oh, that's it, guys. To the winners, remember to contact me. You have to the end of May to make contact, otherwise the prizes will go back in the prize bin. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an awesome day or awesome night, and that you'll be having an awesome week. I have no idea when I'll be posting this. For some reason, I have a lot of problems posting to YouTube for the last 6 months. It's not the same as it used to be. It usually it's taking longer, even though I zip the file. It takes longer, and then it also fails a lot, and it just stalls, and my internet can't handle it, and I haven't changed service providers. My modem's new, so it's all big. So it's not the modem. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.